Hey everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm really excited to tell you about some of the most amazing coins in the world. These aren't just any coins, they are super rare, very old, and some of them can be worth thousands or even millions of dollars. Yes, that's right. And guess what? One of these coins might even be hiding in your pocket right now. So, if you love surprises and cool stories, stick around because this is going to be a lot of fun. Let's start with something really special, the Lincoln Wheat Penny. This penny was first made way back in 1909. Why 1909? Because that year marked the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, one of the greatest presidents in American history. To honor him, the United States decided to put his face on the penny. Before 1909, pennies had different pictures on them, but this was the first time a real person's face was on a US coin. Pretty cool, right? On the front of the coin, you see Lincoln's head. On the back, there are two stalks of wheat on either side. That's why people call it the wheat penny. This design stayed on pennies for almost 50 years, from 1909 all the way to 1958. So, if you ever find a wheat penny, you can be sure it's at least 60 years old. Now, here's something you might have seen on pennies, letters and numbers. For example, you might have seen a penny with 1953 D on it. What does that mean? That 1953 tells us the year the penny was made. The D is a tiny letter that shows where the penny was made. You see, the United States has several places called mints where they make coins. Each mint has its own letter. The Denver Mint uses D, San Francisco uses S, and Philadelphia usually uses no letter or sometimes a P. In 1953, the Denver Mint made over 700 million pennies. That's a huge number, so most 1953 D pennies are pretty common and usually worth just a few cents. But here's where the story gets really interesting. Not all 1953 D pennies are the same. Some are in fantastic condition, looking almost brand new. Others have mistakes made during the coin-making process. These special pennies are very rare and can be worth a lot of money, sometimes hundreds, thousands, or even tens of thousands of dollars. Let's first talk about condition. Condition means how good or bad a coin looks after many years. Most pennies get scratched, dirty, or worn out because people use them every day. But some pennies look shiny and new, with bright copper color and clear details. These are called mint state or uncirculated coins. They are very rare because most pennies don't stay in perfect shape for so long. A 1953 D penny in mint condition can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Now, let's talk about something really fun, mistakes. When pennies are made, machines stamp the designs onto small metal discs. Sometimes, the machines mess up and make mistakes. These mint errors are rare and collectors love them because they make the coin unique and interesting. One of the coolest mistakes on the 1953 D penny is called a repunched mint mark. That's a fancy way of saying the letter D was stamped twice by accident. So, if you look closely, the D might look doubled or have a shadow next to it. Pennies with this kind of mistake are very special and can be worth thousands of dollars. Another mistake is called an off-center strike. This happens when the coin isn't lined up correctly when the machine stamps it. Because of this, part of Lincoln's face or the wheat on the back might be cut off or missing. Even though this looks like a mistake, collectors think these coins are cool and pay more for them. There are also errors called die cracks and cuts. The die is the tool used to stamp the penny's design. Over time, this tool can get cracks or even break. These cracks or broken parts show up on the penny as raised lines or blobs. These die cracks, or cuds, make the coin different from all the others and can increase its value. Some pennies have something called a double die error. This happens when the penny is stamped twice, but the second time the design is a little off. This makes the letters or numbers look doubled. These double die errors are very popular with collectors because they are rare and look really interesting. So, how can you tell if your 1953 D penny might be valuable? The first step is to look closely at the little D mint mark. Does it look doubled or have a shadow? Next, check if the design is perfectly centered or if it's off to one side. Look for any raised lines, bumps, or blobs that could be die cracks or cuts. Using a magnifying glass can help you see these tiny details better. If you think your penny looks special, it's a great idea to show it to a coin expert. Experts can tell you if your coin is valuable and can give it a grade. Grading means checking how worn or new the coin looks. Coins with a higher grade, meaning they look almost new, are worth a lot more. Here's something really amazing. Some 1953 D pennies in excellent condition have sold for thousands of dollars. For example, one 1953 D penny in nearly perfect shape with a bright red color sold for about $4,500. Another penny with a repunched mintmark error sold for over $3,500. That's a huge difference from the regular penny's value of just 1 cent. If you find out your penny is valuable, please don't clean it. Cleaning coins can scratch or damage them and actually lower their value. Instead, keep your penny safe in a plastic holder or special coin case to protect it from scratches or dirt. You might wonder why people spend so much money on old pennies. The answer is simple: coins are tiny pieces of history. They tell stories about the past, about the people, places, and times when they were made. Collectors enjoy finding coins that are rare, in great condition, or have cool mistakes. Every coin is like a small treasure that connects us to history. Here's a fun fact for you: in 1959, the penny's design changed. Instead of wheat stalks, the back of the penny got a new picture, the Lincoln Memorial. So, all wheat pennies were made before 1959. This change makes wheat pennies easy to recognize and collect. Another interesting fact is about the metal in pennies. Older pennies, like the wheat penny, are heavier than today's pennies because they are mostly made of copper. Today's pennies are mostly zinc with just a thin layer of copper, so they weigh less. To sum it all up, the 1953 D Lincoln wheat penny might look like an ordinary coin, but some of these pennies are very special. Most are worth just a few cents, but some in perfect condition or with special mistakes can be worth thousands or even more. Always check your pennies carefully, and if you find one that looks different or special, ask a coin expert to help you. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos about coins and collecting. If you have questions or want me to talk about other coins, please leave a comment below. I love hearing from you. Happy collecting, and I'll see you next time.